Life is a series of unscripted experiences that forge us into unique individuals. These are the experiences and stories of those who possess the will, beliefs, and fortitude required to overcome obstacles, pursue their passions, and achieve success. Welcome to the HawkCast with your host, AJ Hawk.
Bert Kreischer is back, number 2 on the podcast. I think my only recurring guest has been your boy Tom Segura so far, Bert.
Fuck Tom Segura.
I know.
Did you see his latest vlog he did?
I watched it about 15 minutes ago.
Jesus Christ. Let me tell you something. He's not that creative, okay? I plant these seeds in his head, and then he just hits them out of the fucking park. Drives me nuts.
Is it him, or do you have to give his producer some credit, though? What, Blue Band?
Blue Band's doing it. Let's start it off. Let's just move it backwards.
Okay.
So
yeah, start from the very beginning for people that may not know your guys' Twitter war and the hashtags and all this stuff happening.
I'm going to take it back even further than that. In November, I told him we had to talk about what we were doing in this business. I said, you got to start a vlog. Dude, trust me, I think vlogging is fun as shit. It really adds it's another conversation with the fans, conversation with the people listening to the podcast. The way Tom works, Tom's, extremely smart, and he's like, he really genuinely is. So immediately he's like, look, if I pay a kid $20 an hour, I can get a great ass vlog, destroy Bert's vlog. No one will even watch Bert's vlog, and my vlog will be number 1. And that's what he does. And his vlog is fantastic. Makes my vlog look like shit. I'm editing myself. I'm producing it myself. So I'm like, God damn it. So then, and I've been focusing since like November, much more on my podcast, on my vlog, on my stand-up. And so him and Christina, their podcast is just blown the fuck up. And so they make a joke that I've gotten out of control because in confidence, I tell him I've gotten out of control. In confidence, I tell him I'm the fattest I've ever been. And fucking Buns shares that with everybody. God damn it, Bert looks like Gerard Depardieu. Does anyone notice the similarities? And everyone, so it's all big laugh. By the way, it's not even hitting my radar at this point. This is happening for like a month. Not even hitting my radar. I'm like, and then all of a sudden I start getting a couple, like, why is Bert so fat? Why is Bert so fat? Doug Benson and I do a podcast, Doug Loves Movies, and it turns into a shit show, like a clusterfuck. Like, Doug yells at me on stage. Another comic yells at me. I get my feelings hurt. I walk off stage. I mean, it's really, you can find that online.
I listened to your guys' one the next morning.
Well, we did the one the next morning. And that was a great podcast. It was me and Doug just trying to figure out if we can still be friends. And Buns calls me up that morning out to talk about it. I wanted to talk to him about it because he is in no joke, one of my best friends. And he goes, I go, yeah, man, I'm going to get hammered online. And I'm looking at my Twitter feed and I'm like, what the fuck? I go, man, it seems like there's a lot of people saying I'm fat. And then I hear him, he has this Snidely, what's that cartoon, Snidely, the dog that would go, I hear him cackling on the other side of the line, and he goes, me and Christina, I'm going to send you a video. So he sends me a video of him and this fucking reporter where apparently he said to her, hey, listen, can you ask why Bert Kreischer is so fat in the middle of the interview? She fucks my name up, which makes it even 10 times funnier. Why is Bert Kreischer so fat? And then he gives an honest, heartfelt, almost uncomfortable to me answer in this DJ Dadmouth costume that I don't even personally get. I don't get DJ Dadmouth. But and it begins to go viral. And at first I was like, well, no press is bad press. And then all of a sudden after like the first day, it's like 100. The second day, those same 100 people, it almost like they had to do it in route. They did it again, and then another 100 jump on. And then everyone that's ever done it keeps doing it. And then more people just it's like a snowball effect. And at one point he called me, goes, hey man, I am really sorry I did this. I did not expect it to have this kind of momentum. And he was like, and I was like, dude, I'm offline. I can't even go online. My feed is littered. But here is what happens. So they start doing it to my Instagram in droves. I mean, like all they're doing is hashtag why is Bert so fat, hashtag why is Bert fat, and then with a statement, Bert, I love your stand-up, I love your TV show, I only have one question, why are you so fat, hashtag why is Bert so fat. Bert, you're a tremendous piece of shit, you should clean your life up, you got 2 kids. Bert, you're disgusting. We hopefully will get you into a healthy lifestyle, this fat shaming. I mean, it was bad. My agent called at one point and was like, hey, you're trending right behind Kesha and Amy Schumer in fat shaming. And I was like, here's where it gets insane. And this is where it starts to really hit home. Like, fat shaming is one thing, but let me tell you something. It's real. Here's where it really hits home is that they're doing it on my Facebook, on my Instagram, and like genuine friends I have, like kids I grew up with, are like, whoa, 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 uncalled for, man. Like, these are tough guys. These guys replying are like guys who fight. One of my buddies is in jiu-jitsu down in West Palm. And he's like, yo, 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 that shit doesn't fly up here. I'm Bert's boy. And then this guy's, and you know these trolls are just throwing Molotov cocktails at a party. Fuck you, asshole. What are you gonna do? And so it's turning into these sub tag fights, sub reply thread fights on every other one. I mean, it's gotten like, and then my wife's best friend, her mom dies. She comes over to our house. I walk out the backyard. I go, hey. First thing I say is I see her. I go, hey, I'm really sorry for your loss. I had seen it. I'd seen that her mom passed away on Instagram. So I had written at 3 a.m. So I had written on Instagram, hey, I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh.
And of course, these trolls destroy her. I mean, her mom, and she's like, your fans are fucking assholes. And I'm like,
no.
No, it's not your fans. She goes, there are people online that absolutely hate you and they're disgusting. And she starts like, I went and I looked at and so it's like Georgia, my 12-year-old pulled me aside and goes, Daddy, people say really mean things to you online. And I go, baby, it's not real. It's not, the internet's not real. I go, in my head, I'm like, they're my fans too. But then part of me is like, are they? Are they? Because I and then that's the weird part is like you look every time I get a mean one on Twitter, I check to see if they're following me, and like 50% of the time they are, and there's like 50% that I don't even know that Tom and I are joking. They're just like they just click it, look at me, and they're like, "Fuck it, I can join into this gangbang." Bert's a fat piece of shit. And now here's the thing. Here's the thing, AJ, that's really killing me is I am overweight. Like, I am the second fattest I've ever been in my life.
The second fattest?
Second fattest.
Oh.
Only second to the time I told Tom I was the fattest, and he decided to start this campaign.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I remember when this whole thing started. I'm trying to think. So you said November, I guess, the DJ Dadmouth. Is that when the first? That's not when the first.
No, November is when we both started vlogging.
Yeah. Okay, because
a weight loss campaign then. And I dropped 20 pounds.
Yeah, you were getting weighed in on your vlog, right?
Yeah. Dropped 20 pounds within like 2 weeks. And then I was doing good. And then Tom started doing this DJ Dadmouth. Him and Christina started doing this like Bert looks like Gerard Depardieu. Apparently we have some similarities. I don't know. I don't. For the record, I don't think you do. But I know. I think they put some memes together or would put your face on his body. Some memes. There are apparently a lot of fat Mexican babies that look a lot like me.
Oh man!
I started saving them all. I was like, this is just. Like Travel Channel was like, because my show came out on Travel Channel.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, why don't we move this? I mean, you're getting a lot of heat. Why don't we move this back? And you're like, what? Like, and you just like, and it's, it's what's crazy is that like, and I say this in all honesty, so for someone like me and Tom, we find this funnier than we don't find it funny. Because it is kind of odd that, the internet is whatever it is. I don't think anyone means whatever they say. We provide a lot of free content for a lot of people. And I think anyone who's into podcasts is always grateful. But there is this sub community that we're a part of, this like subculture that we get into where me and we could talk for hours about stuff my wife has never heard of.
Yeah.
And so like when the Bert is fat thing goes off, you see something like that and you're like, oh shit, what is this? And then you're like, whoa, oh my God, holy shit, Tom, and then push, oh my God, all my friends in the same circle. So it's, you know, Tom and I find it more funny than not, especially when like a publicist is like, hey, you're not getting a lot of good feedback on the show. And I was like, really? She's like, all anyone can say is how fat you are. I'm like, oh my God, no, that's not real. Like, it's really, it is a fascinating study in the way that this world works. And then you start going, so I never thought fat shaming was real. I thought you were overweight, you should know it, get healthy. I really did. What it is they don't technically fat shame the fattest people. They fat shame the people who are on the fence of like, I know I'm fat, but no one really says it to me. It's the person who goes, how do I look in this? Or the person who goes, I'm not fatter than that person, right? And you're like, oh. So those are the ones like Amy Schumer and Kesha get it horribly. But both of them are just like 10 pounds overweight, 20 pounds overweight. They're not like, no one's doing it to Adele, or maybe they are, I don't know, or Melissa McCarthy. Now I'm doing it, but.
Well, yeah, it's a weird deal. The whole, do they fat shame men, or are you the only male getting fat shamed right now?
Only male being fat shamed.
That's an honor then. That's a badge of honor.
Yeah, I guess. I wish it felt like that.
Does it motivate you to either get fatter or get skinnier?
Okay. I have been eating really, I eat really well and work out every day. However, when the wheels come off, it is literally like they're storming the castle and I don't want them to have any of my shit. I'm just burning it down. I'm like, let's just fuck it. I'm already doing it. Just wolfing down pizzas. Like, cause like, that's the thing is like, you eat really well and then something is, you know, all of this has been really eye-opening because I think everyone's always assumed, if anything, that I'd have a drinking problem. It couldn't be the furthest. I could quit drinking tomorrow and probably never have another drop. Food, man, shit goes down and I just want to eat. Like, I really, like, and it's really funny. I've never thought about it until all this started happening and you go, I am trying to lose weight. I want to get this to stop. I want to get skinnier than Tom. I am skinnier than Tom. That's the fucking ironic part. I'm skinnier than Tom.
Yeah, I'm yet to meet you in person. I've had you on here. For the record, just so you know, I went to Tom and Christina's house actually and did his Charge It to the Game podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so now that you're putting all this on me, now I feel bad. I don't know if many people, I haven't heard much from it. He had me do a little promo. Now I feel bad. He put it somewhere in your mom's house podcast. And he might have had me post-record a little 10-second clip similar to that the local news anchor lady was in Jacksonville or wherever he was.
Jesus Christ. The thing is that like I wouldn't be friends with him if he wasn't this funny. Like I don't have friends that aren't this funny.
Yeah.
And it just is there to burn you though, because he's thinking 2 steps ahead. I did one thing where I got on stage and I said that his jaw got wired shut from arthritis of the jaw from eating too much.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he just was like, oh, it's on. And now any chance he gets. I mean, that latest vlog he did was so damn funny. There's a moment, if you can go to I think it's his YouTube page, Tom Segura. There's a moment where he gets on a scale. Just looks down, looks at the camera, goes 200. And I know how far away he is from 200.
So when does it like cross the line though? Where it's obviously it's funny, but
it's crossed the line.
But it's got it like
past the line.
But you said it. You said at the same time, like it hurts your feelings though.
Oh yeah. Oh, it doesn't. You know what? It's so funny, and I've been talking in therapy about this. Oddly enough. It doesn't, people saying stuff online about me that I read, it really doesn't affect me. That's never really affected me, oddly enough. What affects me is the same way about, like, you probably haven't, but have you ever been beaten up?
No, I've been lucky, man.
Yeah. Like, when you get beaten up, getting beaten up's not that bad. You wake up the next morning, you're like, shit, took some lumps. What sucks is when you get beaten up really bad and you have to go to the hospital and your parents find out and you drive home and your sister sees you.
Oh.
And your sister knows you can't defend yourself. That's the worst part about getting beaten up, is when other people see you after you've been beaten up for the first time. And by the way, I've been in a lot of fights growing up, and I've been beaten up probably, not like, I've lost fights probably 3 times definitely, but one time I got beaten up. And that was the worst part. The worst part about the experience, it was been when, like, the shrapnel, like like the fact that other parents are talking about me at our school going, he's getting hammered online. Like, everyone, like, he doesn't have any fans. They hate him. They think he's fat as shit.
And they don't know it's a joke. That's probably that's probably so annoying to you. Like, if you see, are you like self-conscious now if you're sitting there picking up Taco Bell or eating out in public somewhere?
Dude, I don't like hardcore. Like, if this happened with booze, I'd never drink again. Like, ever in public. Man. It's because it's that simple. When you go to eat with people, like, it's like, to know that other parents, like my sister's boss, my sister is a nanny. She nannies for one of the biggest producers in Bollywood, who happens to have a house in LA. They live in LA. So her boss, the wife, pulled her aside and said, "Hey, is your brother all right?"
No.
Like, dude, the fucking people in Bollywood are talking about it. Like, and that's where I find that actually funny. But it's like our friends that have been watching it, or people that, like, the ones that I don't really read comments. I definitely don't read comments on Instagram or on Facebook, just because that's not where I enjoy interacting.
Yeah.
But the people that, like, the idea that, like, Marlene Tamayo, who I haven't talked to in a few years, is commenting on a picture of mine, and then some guy is like, "Hey Bert, why are you so fat?" Then not even being a jerk, just joking around. "Why are you so fat?" And then Marlene's like, "Hey man, not cool. You can't do that in this day and age. That's a trigger warning, because that's who she is." And then he goes, "Oh, fuck you!" And then he just starts hammering her, like. And then she goes out to dinner with Zenny or wherever I grew up with my friends, and then going, "So Bert's let himself go." Like,
oh my God,
those conversations are like what affect you ultimately.
Because you have to get annoyed with trying to explain it to all these people that aren't directly in your circle, but they're maybe a few stages removed.
I said to my therapist, I go, if I had a nickel for every time I said, "It's a joke, guys, it's a joke," and then you say it so much that you start going, "Is it a joke?" Like,
yeah.
Is this a joke? Are they my fans? What do they enjoy more? Me getting bothered by the fact they're calling me fat, or my stand-up, and I start going, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Like, I swear to God, I only say this because this is another thing Tom and I are talking about right now, but my podcast numbers are growing. Like, they're really, like, I think I've really focused on my podcast for the first time, and I'm being dead honest, since in November, I really started focusing on my podcast. I was out of production. I had time to book guests I wanted, and really get ready for an interview, and then talk to them and be like, "Hey, these are the things I want to talk about." And so my numbers have been increasing. I called Tom. We were talking about it. And I got to be honest, if my career wasn't going good, like, if it was you know how do you Libsyn?
No, I actually don't use Libsyn, but I mean, I know, like, I can see the numbers and stuff.
They do like a line. They do like a green line that shows you where you're going. Like, and if things were going down, I would be like, I'd be really bummed out. I'd be like, I'd call Tom honestly and be like, "Hey man, you got to stop." But
can you stop now? Is it too late?
Oh, it's way too late. He fucking called me, and he goes, "Hey man, like, I got to do something, because I'm starting to feel bad." And I go, "Tom, don't do anything. I can't have you.
It'll make it worse.
I can't have you come out the front door when I'm going to fight with, like, my mom in an apron and be like, guys, split it up, or I'm going to have to call your mom." Yeah. And so I go, "Tom, we got to take this to the end. You got to ride this all the way to the fucking ground. And if it means our careers, it means our fucking careers. But we're taking this all the way to the end."
But your numbers are rising, so that's a good thing. Yeah, if your numbers were going down and you weren't selling tickets at shows, it would probably I could see it affect you.
People in the crowd, like, anytime there's a moment of silence, they're like, when I get on stage, everyone yells the machine, and then at some point someone goes, "Why are you so fat?" And I'm like, I go, "Motherfucker," and then everyone laughs hysterically.
You need to tell. Do you genuinely? Do you ever get mad at these guys? Like, "Hey man, that's my buddy. My buddy can say that to me. You stranger that just paid $25 for a seat can't yell that at me."
No, I mean not no. Like, hey, everyone start doing that. But like, no, because part of me says, it's out of love. Like it is like
yeah, it has to be.
I get so many emails. I get so many. Can I follow a lot of people on Twitter? And then usually, if someone tweets me a couple times and I notice it, I'll follow them so that we can talk and that we don't have to do that in public.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. I get a lot of people that have tweet like really, really great memes or like pictures, and then email me, direct message me immediately, and like, hey man, I absolutely love you. Like, this is just funny as shit to me. And you're like, you know what? Like, think about Kim Kardashian. Mm-hmm. If people weren't talking shit about her, we wouldn't know who she is.
No way. Yeah. And I think I might have talked about it with you last time you were on. If her and her sisters and their whole family can handle the comments they get, I think any of us can handle any tiny negative things we get.
Hell yeah. And it's not that bad. It's like most of the time they're funny as shit. Most of the time they're funny, or they catch me off guard where I'll be doing something and I'll be in a good mood and then I'll go, oh, that's right, I forgot about that piece of shit. and my only goal right now is to beat Tom, is to be skinnier than Tom, to a point where everyone turns the tables and goes, hey man, Buns, you gotta lose some weight.
Wow. So this is it's like when you link your Fitbit on a public profile that everyone can see your steps or something almost.
Yeah. And it's just such an interesting, if anything, it's like what I'm trying to get out of it is like, where's the material in this? Mm-hmm. Like that's because it's primal and it's ego connected and self-esteem connect, all shit that makes good comedy is right there. And I've thought about it, like I thought about it ad nauseum. Like what, like how do you, like I have a few ideas of like bigger tentpole things to do to try to get like.
You guys should do like a show together, like you versus him.
Yeah. Oh, we should.
Like challenges, like I don't know, workout challenges, running, like a legit thing.
Yeah, I gotta get in better shape before we do that.
Well, hey, that's the best part, man. It's all for the good. That's why Tom even said at the end of that last vlog, I know you could tell he kind of feels like it's kind of gotten out of control, and
so out of control.
He talks about how he loves you and you're great friends. He's like, and this will be good to motivate us to both lose weight, and because why? Because neither of us, so we don't get fat like Bert. Like he still has to like end it with that dig.
Yeah. The truth is, I mean, look, very honestly, it shifted a lot of the way I see things. Like there's I don't know if you're familiar with what fat activists are.
No.
I didn't think so.
No. Sorry, what is it?
They're usually women. I don't think there's a lot of men doing it, but I think it's women who are textbook obese, meaning like 3 bills plus, like big.
Like you gotta crane them out of their house. No, not that big.
Not that bad. That's like 6.
Okay,
but
yeah.
But definitely, usually they're vloggers, and they take like sexy pictures in lingerie. Now, I had a friend. I won't go into this at all, but I had a friend who got attacked by the fat activist really bad and got into a lot of trouble. If everyone does the math, you can figure that out who that is.
I'm trying to do it right now.
But it was man. I'll give you a hint. It was man versus feminist vloggers.
Oh yeah, Man versus Food.
Yeah.
Adam Richmond.
God damn it, AJ.
Oh, we can edit. I'll edit this out, but I won't. I know
no,
I wasn't going to.
It's totally fine. But he got into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And he had lost a lot of weight, and he had used a hashtag incorrectly. Yeah.
And what hashtag did you use incorrectly for the record? I'm sorry.
It's fine. It was the hashtag, I think, Finspiration.
Yeah.
Which and I think he would say in a heartbeat, the culpability lies on him. He's embarrassed the way he behaved talking to them and saying things. And this is, look, we're all learning social media. So a lot of celebrities feel like I have feelings too. How dare you attack me? And then people go, well, you should be held on a different pedestal and whatever. It doesn't matter. The whole point was that was how I was introduced to fat activists. And I don't think I totally got their concept in my head about like what their statement was. But when in the fucking heat of this fat shaming campaign, I really got like, I went, there's like a few girls, I'm definitely not naming their names, but I started going like, man, they're a little bit inspirational that they're that cool with their body, that they're really, that they just like, they do these pinup calendars and they dress sexy and in a weird way, I think after this, on the other side of the fence, I just kind of went like, I wish I had that self-esteem because I don't have it. Like, I definitely don't. Like, when I start gaining weight, I get really like, I just look at all the flaws in me. I can't look at the positives. I can't find any fucking positive. I start growing my beard long. I start growing my hair out. Like, I start wearing sweatpants and sweatshirts all the time. Like, I don't dress sexy. Like, and so I look at them and I go, like, what's so funny? I won't even wear a t-shirt when I'm overweight. I won't just wear a t-shirt places because my belly's at a place where it kind of baby doll tees a little bit. So you can see like, I just got a big belly. And so it like baby doll tees, like an XL, good arms, but like breasty with a belly. Doesn't look, it's not a good look.
Breasty.
And so you start looking at these women and it's, that's the one thing that this whole thing is, it's really gotten me to be open to the other side of the conversation, which as soon as that happens, you're like, okay, I got to write a fucking bit about this. Because I know that the majority of my fans are like, fuck fat shaming, fuck fat activists, fuck that. And then the whole point of comedy is to say what no one wants to laugh at, and that would be what my fans don't want to laugh at, and then get them to figure it out, get them to hear it. So it's been a really cool journey. But, there's been some fucking hiccups.
Wow, I mean, so you said you talk about this with your therapist.
Yeah.
This therapist has to be so confused / professional, so good. Like, what a unique client you have to be.
Oh, this guy doesn't even, I don't even need to tell him what we need to talk about. He's like, so I heard you on Doug Loves Movies. Let's talk.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like there was a point, I'm being very candid with this. I don't care about this, but there was the end of me and Jay Moore's relationship was very confusing for me. And I didn't know, I had a lot of emotions. I had a lot of feelings. I had a lot of thoughts. And I had a lot of blame one direction, but I felt a lot of guilt one direction. Like it was a really confusing time. And I never talked to, I started talking to a therapist and then I stopped, and then Joey Diaz became my therapist. And I just talked to Joey every single morning and we had coffee and it was great. But ultimately at the heart of things, I never got like a closure that I needed. I never really could have any insight what was going on. Joey Diaz is just like, dude, we'll talk. We're not going to come to any answers. We're just going to talk. And so I talked to my therapist. This is how much fun my therapist job was. I was like, I'm going to send you over a few emails. There are links to YouTube pages. Watch them all in order. And then we'll talk about this on Tuesday. And literally he just shows up. He's like, okay, tell me what happened. He's like, start from Cobb's Comedy Club and work it all the way to here. And it was like, and I was in my head, I was like, because any fan would love to hear me just open up about all of that. And by the way, not feel like I'm going to hurt Jay, just tell him what was going on and not feel like I'm trying to defend myself, be honest. And so, yeah, that was like, my therapist has a fun job, I think. I'd love to be my fucking therapist.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Like, the dude has to be so pumped when it's Tuesday and it comes around for Bert because he's probably used to hearing a lot of stuff that other people have. I would imagine you have a lot of issues that other clients do not have.
Oh, we did one. I recorded the last one we did. And I was like, cause I had just so much shit going on. And I was like, you know what? I want to have this for posterity. If whatever's going on goes down and everything happens. And some of the Tom stuff and the push stuff and like all the feelings about fat shaming, but all this other stuff rolled into one. I was like, I'm recording it. And I was like, I'm not going to bite my tongue. I'm going to record everything just the way we're regularly doing therapy. And it was such a funny therapy session. It was so funny. And I could not stop laughing in it. But then I was like, I'm not fucking releasing that. There's no way.
So did you come to a conclusion or did you get closure with the whole Jay Moore deal? Did your therapist help?
Yeah. I actually did. I think I'm a little. I still have like. I think if I had full closure, I wouldn't have any questions, or I wouldn't want to. I would. I think there's a lot of stuff he said. He said he was on Mark Maron's podcast, and I think he said just about everything I ever needed him to say. Like he didn't say it to me
to make you feel good or bad.
Made me feel good. It was all about making me feel good. I didn't give a shit how even. I'm kidding. No, I mean, I think with a lot of that stuff, it's also putting a label on your personality. Rogan was one of the greatest guys in my life that time because he was just like really there for me and like hey man, you're a really good guy. You're not a piece of shit. Don't beat yourself up about you're a really good guy. Everyone loves you. I don't know. I still have, it's one of the hard things is like Tom is when I say this is like almost like sappy. He's my best friend in that like when stuff happens to me, good or bad, I call him immediately. And then now there's 4 other guys probably that I call right after Tom, but Tom's number one. And it's Rogan, Ari, Joey, and Duncan, but all based on whatever I need out of those guys. So like if it's like brain related, I go to Duncan Trussell in a fucking heartbeat. Like if I start spiraling out, I go to Duncan. If I want to feel good about myself, like if I feel like shit, I kind of know I'm guilty, but I need to feel good about myself, I call Joey Diaz. Bam. What's up, Tarzan? Listen, cocksucker. No one takes down the machine. You're powerful, Bert Kreischer. And then, and if it's anything career related or like, or a little bit like Tom, Joey, and Duncan, that's Joe. I call Joe in a heartbeat. And then if it's anything gossipy that I really want to fucking vent, I call Ari. I could talk to Ari for fucking hours.
Did you do the thing with Ari where you guys record a podcast and you go over like one of your first hours of stand up?
Oh, it was so painful.
Yeah, he has like this crazy direct, like he's so direct and not scared to say anything. I feel
it's like autistic direct. Like he's not like
yeah,
like he he came over and he was like sat down, we were on my back and I gave him the hour and he was like, that was garbage. And I was like, cool. And like in my head, I have such non-confrontation things that I would never defend what I already think is garbage to someone who believes it to be garbage. But then a lot of people are like, God, Ari, you were really hard on Bert. Like, it's not that bad. Like, but I think Ari looked at me and was like, his point was, this is why people shouldn't be recording hours 8 years into the business. I just did my last hour for Showtime and I've been doing stand-up 17 years. And I was like, yeah, this makes sense. And then there's so much growth I need. Like I was at Burbank and Flappers this weekend. And I did a couple shows with all new material, and then Tripoli came by. We did a show together, and he killed. So I had to do better. And I did some of my old stuff, and it really showed me how much better my old stuff is than my new stuff. And I was like, God damn it, man. Maybe I'm really not at the place where Burr's at, where he can just turn him over every hour, once a year. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think right now I'm at the place where I'm like, I want to challenge myself.
With stand-up or just everything? Just
everything. Like podcast, and most importantly, podcasts. Podcasts is the quickest way to get in touch with your fans to come out to your shows. That's who's at my shows, is people who listen to my podcast. And I feel like I want to challenge myself on my podcast and really take chances and grow as a broadcaster, I guess.
What does that mean, though, take chances on your podcast?
With stand-up, too. What's that?
What does it mean to take chances on your podcast?
Like to get, like, theoretically to bring in one of my Barry's boot camp guys and have him work me out once a week and add that to my podcast. Do some podcasts, more podcasts by myself, and let's see if consistently and see if the numbers grow with it, and not be afraid to lose followers who just want you to bring on Joey, Ari, Tommy, and Duncan,
Yeah.
And take chances. Like I want to have a dream interpreter in,
Well, I think I don't know how you go about booking your guys, but I mean, recently you've had Ron White, which is gigantic. You went to Adam Carolla, and then you tell the story how he drove you home and all this stuff. Like, how do you go about booking those big time guys?
Just me.
Just reach out.
I just reach out. That's it. Mostly, I'll reach out, or I'll have my my agent just send them a note and be like, "Hey, Bert would like to have you on this podcast." A lot of times they don't know who the fuck I am.
Did Ron White know who you were?
Not at all. He didn't even know I was a comedian.
When you came, you went to his house. So
yeah,
so someone obviously vouched for you though for you to be in his house.
Yeah, and like I said to him, I was like, "Do you know anything about me?" And he was like, "Nope." And I was like, "Okay." And that's a little bit of an ego bust because you're like, "I've been doing it 17 years." I'm not saying he should know who I am, but like, I would hope that the dialogue to get him on my show would be like, "Hey, this guy's legit" or whatever. But he was just nice enough to be like, "Sure, I'll do your podcast," without knowing who I was. But yeah, wow. The other day I reached out to the Slut Whisperer. You know who that is?
No, who's that?
Oh, dude. You want to get into a downward spiral of watching someone online for the next 8 hours? His name's K-I-R-I-L-L, Kirill.
Okay.
And I saw him on Vice first, and then I saw him on Snapchat. Basically, he's a guy that gets paid big bucks to go to parties in Vegas and give girls champagne facials. Like, pour champagne on their face.
That's a thing? That's like a job?
Yeah. And then he writes the Slut Whisperer on their chest in magic marker. And he says stuff like, "Do you know your father?" They're like, "No." And he's like, "Perfect." God, he's funny as I mean, it's just like he's owning everything that makes broism bad. He's owning it all. And he's like, "Fuck it. You come to Vegas for this. We don't hate it." Like, it's just like, it's real. So I reached out to him. I'm going to have him on my podcast. But like, he was on Vice. He's like a big promoter in Vegas and everywhere.
See, I watch a lot of Vice. I'll have to check him out on there because I love Vice, man. I love Viceland, the new channel.
I love the new Viceland. I love what they're doing.
Man, you should reach out to Shane Smith. How sweet would that be?
Shane Smith and I get confused in public. So there was a period of time where he was just blowing up, but he had been on Rogan and I had just been on Rogan. And everyone was like coming up to me like, "Hey man, I love what you do." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And then they'd be like, "When you were on that train," there was there was like a show where he was on a train in Russia. And I was like, I'd get confused. And I was like, "Yeah, wait, I don't think I really documented it technically, but yeah." And then I reached out to him and I said, for whatever I said, and he replied back to me. It was very nice. Yeah, I'd love to have Shane Smith on my podcast. Just get fucking lit with him. Yeah, that's one thing about my podcast is I think my numbers grow when I drink with a guest.
Now, I'm trying to think who you had those guys like Danish and O'Neill.
Danish and O'Neill.
Who are they? What is that? I don't know who they are.
Ari called me and he goes, "Hey, these guys are really funny. They work at the store. They just need a chance. Have them on your podcast." And I was like, "Okay." No pre-interview or anything. Just like, "Sure." Came by. I go, "Hey, you guys want a drink?" And they were like, "Yeah." Got a 30-pack of Coors. We killed it, the whole thing. And my numbers are twice any other of my podcasts. It's the highest podcast I've ever done.
Wow.
And they just got fucking lit.
Do you feel, though, like you're trapped in this weird – it's almost like the whole machine story. Everyone wants to buy you shots when you go, but sometimes you don't want to drink. Like, are you trapped in this character that you've created?
Well, no, a little bit's me. I think I'm drinking right now for real. Like, a little bit's me. I like drinking, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't ever do a podcast where I feel like I have to drink if I don't want to drink. Like, there have been people that have come to my podcast and been like, "Hey, it's my dream to do a shot with you." And that's, in that case, I'm always like, "Sure, I'll do a shot with you." And there's people that are like, "Hey, are we going to drink?" And I was like, and I'll be very candid. Like, "No, I got girls softball later today, or I got to go pick up my kids, or I got a meeting." But when you have the chance to like have like a Tuesday where shit's not going down, and I did one with these girls, Kimberly Congdon and Sarah Weinshank, and they came over and they were really dressed very pretty, and I was like, "Oh," and I was like, and then in my head I was like, "I guess I should film this because they look really nice," and I'm like, normally the rule is I'll film it if they look presentable and they're cool with it, but if it's like, you know, like someone who just kind of looks like they're in their sweats and whatever, then I'll be like, "Do you want me to not film it?" But I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to film it?" And they're like, "Yeah." And can we drink? And I was like, "Fuck yeah." Open a bottle of champagne, bottle of white wine, bottle of red wine. and they were so fucking drunk at the end of it. In my head, I'm like, all right, so if it's drinking is why people show up to this podcast, this is the reason. Like, these two are the prototype. Young, hungry, honest, like, lit. Oh, it was like at one point at the end of the podcast, I'm laughing so fucking hard I almost threw up.
Oh, wow. So yeah, that could be your angle. What if you got like big time guests that are usually pretty buttoned up and professional, and then you get them drunk?
I had thought about that in the same way that Doug Benson does that. Like, I had thought, what if I did beers with Bert? What if I did first beers with Bert? I got a bunch of the websites or the domain names, but like, I think you're accurate in the sense that I'm like, I definitely don't want to just be the drinking. Like, I want people to want to come see my comedy and not just watch me drink. Yeah, you know. And I think I'm on the fence of that now. Like I said to someone one time, I was like, yeah, I just don't want to be a drunk comic. And the guy was like, you're not. I don't even know. Are you drinking? I was like, yeah, I'm drinking vodka and sodas. He's like, I would not know that. He's like, I thought it was just water, man. Like, I don't like.
They thought you were playing the character. Did you ask Ron? I don't know if you asked him about that or not. That's like a thing. Did people accuse him of holding a fake drink, like it's scotch, but it's not? It's water. And
I think a lot of guys have gotten accused of that. I think Ron. I don't think he's one of them.
But why would people do? Why would you do that? Why would you fake drink on stage?
Well, I know that I've been offered fake shots all the time by the clubs because when I do drink, I go long. And when I go long, I'm very honest, and like it just turns into like, I mean, it's a better show in my opinion. But sometimes clubs are like, just do 45 minutes to get us the fuck out of here. It's a Sunday, we want to go see our kids. Okay. So like, how about we just give you fake shots tonight? And you're like, man. I remember Attell used to do fake shots, and I was always like, why? I was like, oh man, that really like broke my heart. George Lopez is the one that got, I think, famously busted for doing a fake shot.
He did.
Yeah, because he used to do fake shots, but then he like lost his kidney or something. And
he was like, there's video of him like passed out in Vegas, drunk or something. Is he sober now?
I don't know. It was right before he was about to get his ex-wife's kidney. Do you remember that?
I don't know about that. No.
So I think he had kidney disease, and his ex-wife said, "I can give you my kidney, but you got to clean your lifestyle up." And then, because obviously you can't just do it partying, so he brought like a bunch of like. His fans on stage, and then they all had shot tequila, and he was gonna have water, but someone got the water, and he got the tequila, gotcha. And someone was like, "This is fucking water," and they fucking lost their shit and booed him off stage.
Jeez,
but they're like that, man. If that ever happened to me, if someone sent me a shot, and then they were like, "Wait, you just stole my money? I bought Bert a shot. You just stole my money?" They'd be fucking livid, and I understand them. So I always do shots when people give them. I just dial them back. I'm like, all right, let's just do Fireball. That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
I don't count that as a shot.
Fireball's nasty, man. I
like it.
Do you?
I do. I kind of enjoy it.
Okay, Fireball is fake. Then what's a real shot?
Like if I'm looking for a buzz?
Yeah.
Oh, tequila. Patron. I love Patron.
So you don't have any but you don't. You seem to really, when it comes to drinks, you don't. A lot of people are like snobs towards certain things. I don't. Do you discriminate against any kind of drinks?
No. I'm a total opposite. I literally kind of look at it like shotgun spray. Like there have been mornings where I pull up to the bar at LAX and I'm like, what do I want? Like I'm not like a one drink guy. Like there was a period of time I was a big White Russian guy. Like I loved White Russians. And my bartender, who's now dead, my bartender at LAX used to go, "Oh, Caucasian for the machine." And so,
is that the American? Are you American?
Yeah.
Okay. I was out in LA a couple weeks ago, and I was at the American whatever club waiting on my flight, and I honestly I meant to actually email you. I was looking at the bartenders, and I was like, and thinking for a second, I'm like, I don't know what day it was. I'm like, well, I wonder if Bert would be leaving for a show right now. It'd be so funny if I saw you sitting at the bar there.
Oh, there was a time where the bartenders there were my closest friends. Eddie since passed away, but Saul, if you ever see Saul when you go there, he's the nicest fucking guy. Me and him end up talking, like legit talking every time I'm there. But they've had a lot of turnaround there. So, but there was a period of time when Georgia was, from Georgia's being 1 until like probably 8, that every Wednesday morning. It was me, Saul, and Eddie just shooting the shit, and just it was and they knew John Heffron, and like Marin, like they knew because we all did the same flights, and so they knew all the comics, and we'd all go in and they'd be like, "Hey man, heard your podcast or whatever." It was a really great time. It's so sad when everyone starts dying and you're like, "Wow, fuck."
How old are you now?
43.
You ever think about that? You ever worry about dying?
All the time. I mean, I was up in the middle of the night last night thinking about it.
I pegged you for a guy that worried about dying. I really did.
The fucking time.
Like when?
I look at dudes like in the NFL when someone really, really good like blows out their knee, I'd be the player going, "I'm out. Don't want that to happen to me. I'm not playing the rest of the game. They're blowing out knees today. I'm out. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna sit out. You know what? My knee's hurting too." Like I think about death a lot.
Well, you're 43. You're still young, but I'm sure you've had plenty of guys, even especially the world you live in with comedy. People they die young. Yeah. There's two things that happen in comedy. You either get scared about living, or you just are fucking like throw it all out. You're like, I don't give a shit. And what happens to me is when I party with the guys that don't give a shit, there is a 2-week time period where you can see it in my eyes, and I go really fucking hard. Like I'm not gonna say anyone's name, so I don't want anyone to feel like I'm shitting on them, but like there are some guys out there that really go fucking hard in the paint. And when I party with them, I'm someone that's always like dialed in. Like tonight, I'll have a few glasses of wine. I'm gonna get back on the treadmill. I want to get to 12,000 steps. I'm grilling a flank steak rotisserie style, like they do at the Texas Day Brazil, and just protein and greens. And I'm dialed in. I'm going on vacation this week. I'm in Columbus. Are you still in Columbus right now? Are you? Yeah.
I'm in Columbus. Oh, never mind. I'm in Columbus in like 3 weekends.
Okay. Well, yeah. We're at the Funny Bone.
Yeah.
It's a normal. Are you here for like the weekend?
Yeah, for 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
What's the date?
I'll tell you in 2 seconds. But like right now, I'm on like a really good. I'm one of those people that's like either fucking full throttle or just slow as shit. And right now, I'm kind of on a slow as shit kick. Despite that, my slow as shit kick's a lot faster than anyone else's full throttle, you know. But my full throttle is scary. Like I'm in Columbus, July 8th and 9th.
Oh, I got a wedding in Florida that weekend.
Where in Florida?
Pensacola area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Buddy of mine. I've heard you talk about that. You like to open, one of your favorite things you said is you like to open a bottle of wine and get on the treadmill and walk like 7 miles or something.
I love it.
What does the wine do for you? Doesn't your mouth get dry? I hope you have a bottle of water with you too.
I have a bottle of water. I'll usually here I'll show you my little setup real quick. So like there's my treadmill, okay?
Yeah, okay.
And then I have like a little table there. And then I think we can see this. My televisions are right there. So I throw it on, and I got speakers in the tops right there. So you like put on. The thing is, man, I put on like a documentary, just like you would online, or I'll pull up my computer and pull up like a radio show I like, or like an interview I want to hear, or a podcast, and I just get a bottle of wine and walk at a 4, which is kind of slow, but still you start sweating after like 2 miles, and what happens to me is I'll open a bottle of wine and I won't drink it that fast, but I'll sip on it real small because I have to sip on it walking, so it's little tiny baby sips. But that buzz just stays at the perfect place for like 7 miles. It's like, and then you think, oh, I could have walked across the desert with Moses, with Abraham. Like, just if they were dishing out little sips of wine like this, I could do this.
It's like when people golf and they drink beers, and there's always like a limit where they're like, hey, I'm better when I drink, and then they hit the wall where the play goes down. Do you ever have that moment on the treadmill where you realize, I'm a little bit over that limit?
It's usually when my brain's like, fuck it, let's start jogging. And I'm like, and then you can see me I'll play music and I'll dance to the music. It's like usually something by Diplo or something, and it's talking to me, and I'm like, oh, my dreams are right around the corner, whatever.
Oh my God, I would love, and this is your man cave you have. Like, what would you do if that man cave wasn't built for you?
Oh,
where would you be? Like in your house, where could you do that in your house without waking up your
Oh,
kids?
no,
and
no, no,
everybody?
no, no, no. No, my life would be totally different. One of the things, I've said this over and over again, I've had an amazing run with Travel Channel, and one day they will want to stop working with me. Hopefully not. Hopefully never. But one day if they ever say, you know what, Bert, we're taking the network in a different direction. We apologize, but we don't want to work with you anymore. You'll never hear a bad word ever come out of my mouth about that network because of that network, I have this man cave. And because of this man cave, I've been allowed to do so much shit. Like just like my wife's family comes out and I can just disappear back here. Mm-hmm. You know? Like every night I come out here and I kind of just try to get my head straight. I come up with ideas. I have a list right here. I have like all my little stuff. I have my camera back there. I shoot my podcast in here. I record it in here. I come back here and I edit I sit back there. At one point I'll have a cigar tonight out on the outside deck. And it's just so great that I'm forever grateful to that network for ever wanting me to be on it.
And how long have you been with Travel Channel?
6 years.
And they're owned by Scripps?
Yeah, they're owned by Scripps, yeah.
Do they so you have right now Bert the Conqueror is airing Tuesday nights?
Yeah, Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights it'll be airing Tuesday nights.
What about Trip Flip? Isn't that going on right now too?
I don't know what's going on. You know, the network's a tad bit in transition, and we're trying to figure out what to do. Broad stroke, next 3 years, next year, next 6 months. So I always say nothing's ever dead because you never know.
I feel like there's been I've seen new episodes of Trip Flip on recently.
No, they just started re-airing them. I think.
Okay.
You know, it's all new management from literally top to bottom right now at the network, and I think they're trying to figure out. I think they're probably trying to figure out what to do with me, but to do with all the old other shows I've done because they do well, but they don't do well like Bourdain or Zimmern did, I meant Bourdain did, Zimmern or Adam Richman. Like those shows rated through the roof. All my shows have always gotten like low ball minimum. Like, you know what, we can't cancel it, but we don't know. It's not killing it for us.
Do you think don't they have to really get behind those shows that do go well and at least make people aware?
Yes and no. I mean, I think theoretically it's the same as like taking a chance on a new shirt. So like, okay. Let's just say you went to the club and you were like, tonight I'm wearing a tank top.
Okay.
You went out and you didn't get laid. You're like, okay. And then the next night you're like, I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. And you go out in the Hawaiian shirt and you didn't get laid, but everyone came up to you and they're like, aloha. And you're like, you know what? That was kind of fun. I bet if I wear this Hawaiian shirt out more, the alohas will turn into getting laid. And you're like, you know what? And then like a month later, you're like, I still have that tank top, but I just don't wear it as much because I didn't get any alohas. It was like, I'm not getting rid of the tank top as opposed to the gorilla costume you wore where you walked in and they're like, no, gorilla costumes, you got to leave. And they cancel those shows right away. So
you're the tank top?
I'm the tank top.
Okay, good.
I'm a mesh tank top, though.
A mesh see-through with your nipples showing.
Yeah, because from a distance I look like a tank top, but when you get closer to me, you're like, are those his nipples? Oh my God, his nipples pierced. Oh man, this isn't brand friendly.
But that's what's so funny about you, though, like the weird dichotomy of you, if that's the right term. You have all these shows that you do your stand-up shirtless. I know you said you did your Showtime, your New Hour shirtless, and then you host these super family-friendly shows.
Well, yeah, I think it's also who I am in real life. Like I really do have kids, and I really am a good dad, but I also party, and I also headline, and I also have friends that do cocaine, and I have friends that are porn stars, and like it's like, things aren't as cut and dry as they used to be, where you were Dave Coulier, and you were like, no, I just do crew. I'm not shitting on Dave Coulier, obviously, but like Dave Coulier or like Bob Saget. Remember when everyone found out Bob Saget was dirty, and everyone's like, oh my God.
I feel like people are still lose their mind when they hear, like, people that obviously haven't paid any attention when they hear that they see like a little bit he does, and people they freak out.
And I remember Travel Channel going a long time ago going, you know what? Bob Saget can do it. People still love him. Do whatever you want on the road. Whatever you do for us. Whenever I represent them, like meaning like when I do one of their shows, and I'm talking like the second I get on set until the second I fly home, like I'm brand friend. I'm the machine, but I'm not like But I'm like, it's weird too, because you'll shoot the show, you're not cursing on set, you're not cursing in front of kids, you're not drunk, you're just having a good time, you have a blast, and then usually like the client or ad sales clients or the network will come out and they're like, you're definitely going out with us tonight, right? And you're like, what? And they're like, I didn't fly all the way to New Zealand to not hang out with a machine. And you're like, of course. So I've always done really well with that side of the business because I like selling. I like being in a room with guys. I like and ladies. Like I love when Carnival Cruise is like, hey man, do you like Carnival Cruise? I fucking love Carnival Cruises. I love cruises. Cruises are so much fun. There's very few types of vacations that you can have like that, and I love sharing that with the people that do Carnival. Like I love that shit. I love the business.
Do you do more like corporate gigs as stand-up?
No, I don't like corporate gigs. I'm not good at a corporate gig.
Why not?
Because when it comes to stand-up, I just want to speak out of my brain. The way my stand-up works is I don't technically write it down per se. I kind of freeform it, but I like to go with the flow of the room and the flow of. I like to feel it and I like to think it. And whenever you do corporates, they're like, don't talk about how many men are in here versus how many women are in here. Don't mention anyone's ethnicity. Don't talk about sex. Don't talk about this. Could you talk about scuba diving? And you're like, fucking seriously?
Why do these companies bring comics in then?
Because there's some guys that do it really well.
I mean, like Brian Regan is the king of corporate, isn't he?
Destroys.
Okay. And it pays. So, does like how much more does a corporate gig pay compared to a normal weekend?
I did one corporate gig that paid $25,000, and at the time, I think I was making on the road, I was making like $5,000 a week.
Are you ever lured into thinking, man, if I could just come up with like a clean hour, I could really make a killing?
Yeah, and then I sit down to write it, and I go, if I had the clean hour, I would have already written it. Like, it's not like I'm writing dirty on purpose. It's just how my brain thinks.
I gotcha.
Like,
that makes sense. Does Travel Channel, are you, your family and you, are your insurance covered through them?
No, I think, I'm not certain how it works, but I think we cover ourselves.
Okay, because I always wondered that if you're just stand-up, you work for yourself, do all of you have to go out and get your own insurance, get Cobra, whatever?
Oh, yeah. As a stand-up, you definitely have to do that. But you file a corporation, your corporation gets insurance.
I just wondered if you would, because I've heard, I think Bill Burr and different people talk about, they try to get not Bill Burr, he does big acting gigs. They try to get acting gigs every so often so your insurance is covered.
Yeah, that's it. My bad.
Through like SAG.
You get SAG or AFTRA. So a lot of times they'll plug you into a bunch of stuff to get your AFTRA credit. You have to do like 5 appearances or whatever a year, and then you can get AFTRA insurances. And if not, SAG and AFTRA I think merged. I'm not certain, but there was a period where I was AFTRA, and then it stopped. And I think now we just do our own insurance.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I care about the insurance thing. It's just, it makes me, you do so much work for the Travel Channel. I feel like they have to be paying you good cash, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good. And I'll say this. I mean, there's guys making much better than me. Like, I'm just a fucking mesh tank top. The Hawaiian shirts and the Gordon Gartrells or whatever the cool shirt is. That's a reference from the Cosby Show. Now you can't even make any Cosby reference without it sounding rapey. But like there are people that make really great money on basic cable, like lifestyle programming, like better than sitcoms. No reason to leave to go do a sitcom. Better than sitcoms.
So let's just say without giving an exact number, the range. Are you on salary from them, or is it a certain amount of appearances a year you get paid for?
Kind of a mixture of both, to be honest with you.
Okay. Do you get paid like one-offs if they say, hey, we need you to represent Travel Channel at this, I don't know, if you do a trade show or the upfronts or something, do you get paid separate from them, like a bonus or whatever?
Not technically. It's a little convoluted in that and it's different for me because I'm a comedian. So a lot of times I'll go and make an appearance as a comedian for them. Like I'll do stuff like go and party with a cable provider and do stand up and so But ultimately, ultimately the way it works, I mean, for me, and I don't know if I'm speaking out of school, if I shouldn't talk about this at all, but it doesn't matter really. I think it works like this for everyone at some point, or at least this is how it works for me. You get a chunk that they say will definitely pay you this, and then if you work a lot more, then you get more than that. So you get like per episode, you still have that, but it just basically means like if you're under contract that, hey, don't worry, we're going to work you at least say, and I'm going to do a very small number so that it can, so that I'm not giving anything away, but like we're going to definitely pay you $10,000 this year.
Mm-hmm.
We'll definitely pay you $10,000 this year, and for every time you do a TV show, you get a nickel. Now, if we earn that $10,000 quicker than we gave out all the nickels, then everything we give you after that's a quarter. So like if the year's up and if the year hasn't, if you've ran out of your money, if you've used all your money and the year's still in, then we're in penalties. And so it really is beneficial. But for the most part, I think they kind of try to figure out how much they'll use you, what they're going to pay you per episode, and then go, that's what your contract is this year with like a couple appearances that they allow you to do.
Okay. Now,
it's in my opinion, and I say this from my perspective, I'm sure people could argue the other way. I've always felt it to be very generous and very, very evenly keeled. Like I've never felt like I've been screwed out of by that network ever. And that was from the first show I ever did. I felt like, and even still, it's been very family. Like usually they'll just call you up on the phone personally. They won't talk to your agent and be like, hey, do you want to do a new series for us? It's 13 episodes and it shoots in LA. And we figured you're in LA. It'd be easy for you to go back and forth. We'd be into it. And you're like, yeah. And they're like, it's your rate and it'll be in overages. So whatever. And you're like, great. And then you're like, great. And like, cool, we'll call your agent and tell you we're doing it. And then you do the math and you're like, I feel like my friend just gave me money, you know?
You don't give your agent a cut of that, do you? If they call you directly?
Sadly, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Well, it's like, it's kind of non-negotiable in a little bit, like of a way, you know, like, it's not like my agent can get me more money. All they'd say is like, no.
But your agent didn't bring you that gig though.
No. Yeah. But right. You're totally right about that. That is a show I'm talking about right now called Scream If You Know the Answer. Anna, who was at the network at the time, just called and they're like, hey, do you want to do this show? And I was like, sure. She was like, cool. It shoots 13 episodes. It shoots at Magic Mountain. It's like 15 minutes from your house. I thought it'd be fun for your summer to be home with the girls and not have to worry about working. And I was like, yeah, thanks. And she's like, cool. I'll just call your agent and tell you. And then my agent called. He's like, hey, I got an offer from Travel Channel. I was like, oh, I already accepted it. And they were like, okay. All right, cool.
That's a great deal for your agent right there.
Yeah, they don't do shit.
Yeah.
My agents don't do shit.
If Travel Channel dropped you tomorrow, which they're not, would you be worried about making your nut, as you say?
No.
No?
No. I mean, no. First of all, I'll say that my wife has set it up so that we don't have very much overhead. Like we don't spend very much. We've got our house. It's the Bill Burr mantra of life. We got our house so that no one can take it away from us. Like what our mortgage is I could make 5 times that in a weekend.
So you're probably making that just from your podcast ad revenue.
Stand-up, podcast alone could probably pay for my house. Stand-up could easily pay for my house. And stand-up could pay for my house without me working as hard as I am. And so yeah. And so honestly, I think the next honest question is like, where do I want my career to go? Do I want to focus on stand-up? Do I want to focus on travel? Like when money is not an issue. But no, here's the other part: is money is always an issue. Because I'd love to have a bigger house. Like we're adding on to our house, but still it won't increase our payment by that much. Mm-hmm. But that's because my wife is just. We've always had that mindset of like it could all go away tomorrow. You know, yeah. We can live off our savings. We could live off our savings probably for a couple of years. Like, but my wife's just like that. She grew up really poor, and she's just like, I'm not letting anyone take this shit away from me. And so both our cars were paid for in cash. They're not the greatest cars in the world, but we got an Expedition and a Mercedes. They're obviously anyone hears that and goes, oh my God, rich people problems. Well, it's a 2000 Mercedes and like a 2009 Expedition, but they're both paid for. They run perfect. So my wife's definitely not the kind of person that goes, I need a new car. Now I am, but my wife's like, I don't. She does all her shopping at Target. I shop at the expensive place, and literally she's just got that off. Like, you're never buying food from there. It's literally 3 times more expensive. But you know, when I got into this business, I've been talking about this a lot with Tom, oddly enough. When I got into this business, it was like, get on TV, make money, and that's how you can pay for shit. Nowadays, it's podcast, stand up, and that's it. And Tom makes more on his podcast than I make on television.
Really? Just from your mom's house?
Tom, he's going to be pissed that I said that out loud, but let me tell you something. His podcast right now is murdering it.
That's a compliment. I mean, that's not.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be mad. You didn't.
He's making more, and I only say that because I can't work Travel Channel 52 weeks a year and do stand up. Definitely, he does his podcast 52 weeks a year, and I know what he's getting per episode. And man, he is murdering it. And so then you start saying in your head, that's why I've been like, fuck it, I'm focusing on my podcast. It would be great to be like, have your podcast be at that level. I mean, I think it's going to take something more from me, but have your podcast on that level, and then be doing Travel Channel, but be doing it, doing it for like real genuine, like not doing like 3 series a year, but doing like 1 great series a year, whatever it happens to be that they want to do, and just loving it and like missing it and being like, I can't wait to go back into production, as opposed to like, when you do 3 series in a year, you're a little bit abused. Like, I feel like I've given up on stand up. I feel like I've let my fans down. I feel like my podcast is failing. Like, Have you ever had Eliza Schlesinger on your podcast? Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't think I've heard her on there, but I used to listen to a little bit of hers when she has a guest on that I like, and she was hosting some show, I think. She seems like she's really trying to get in the hustle of acting, and I know she's a pretty big stand-up, but I don't know why I even thought of her, but she was hosting some game show on a network. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I just wonder if that what's someone like that? What's her ultimate goal, you think, from getting this, hoping it takes off like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something?
No. I think with I've done game shows before. I think ultimately what happens is they offer you a price you can't say no to.
Okay.
And then you're like, fuck it, I'll do it. Like, I mean, I look at like Guy Fieri did Minute to Win It.
Yeah.
It was actually a pretty cool show. Like, I thought it was pretty cool. I liked watching it. But like, I guarantee you Guy Fieri has no interest in hosting a game show whatsoever. However, I guarantee you the number they gave him was probably $125,000 an episode, or probably $250 an episode. And how do you say no to that? How do you say no to that? Like, that's the other thing is like I've been offered like game shows and stuff, and in my head I go, I don't want to do that right now for that price. But if you gave me $250 an episode, $150 an episode, I'd do.
You'd be stupid.
Jim Norton used to say, I'd host a show called Jim Fucks His Mom Again. But like, the truth is, it's hard to say no to money. And even when you get noble and you're like, you know what? Like I've said, I'm gonna do stand up until the end of the year. That's it. So I'm getting ready for this next hour. Supposed to do another hour for Showtime within the year. So I'm like, I'm getting ready for this next hour. I'm just doing stand up. And then I met the new SVP at Travel Channel, and she was just so fucking cool. And I was like, and she's like talking, got me all excited about doing stuff. And I was like, shit, man, I'm bailing on dates. God damn it. Like you just because it is a really fun network to work for, where they're like, what do you want to do? And you're like, what do I want to do? Oh shit. Like what if, okay, what if we did this? What if we did that? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Like, it's a fun network to work for.
Yeah, I can see that, I guess. But do you have any, feel any restrictions from them when you go do Doug Love's Movies or Getting High with Doug? Did you do that show?
Yeah. No, I would never do Getting Doug with High.
Yeah.
And that is probably, I mean, I'd say that they definitely would not want me to do that. But my wife wouldn't want me to do that either, only because I have daughters. Yeah. And it's the same kind of shit. It's whatever whatever kind of stuff you'd second guess in your head, they'd second guess.
Okay.
But like my second guessing is a lot looser. Like one time I got approached by a bear publication in San Francisco. Like hairy gay dudes.
I didn't put that together, but yeah, now I get it.
They called me up and they're like, hey, we're big fans of Bert the Conqueror, and we have a bear publication. We'd be interested in, you'd be willing to do a spread. And I was like, in my head I was like, this is Jared Leto type shit. Like, I do that. You know, like he gets on the cover of Out, and then all of a sudden, all the gay dudes go out and see his movie, and all the straight dudes already think it's cool as shit, and all the women already love him, and it's like, I just covered all the demographics. All the lesbians are like, how cool of him to stand up for us. And so I was like, I'm in. So they're like, great. And so I tried to finagle it. What I was going to do is shoot it and then surprise the network, and then they'd be like, what a great problem to have. Look at the publicity. And then it fell apart because they obviously Bear Publications don't make a lot of money, and they couldn't fly me up, and they couldn't put me up, and they're like, can you just stay at our house? I was like, you know what, guys, I'm going to pass. I appreciate the opportunity. And I ended up drinking at an event. I told someone at Travel Channel, and they were like, no, you cannot do gay porn. I'm like, what? And they're like, you cannot do any pornography at all. You have a moral obligation to this network, like, but you definitely can't do gay porn. And I was like, but I thought the publicity, and they're like, no, publicity be large, but we do not want that publicity of our actors going out and doing gay porns.
Wait, what would you have done in this shoot? How serious would you have been?
You know me, I would have gotten drunk and done anything.
Yeah.
I would have been like naked, like spread out like Burt Reynolds.
And they, oh my God, I wish this would have happened.
I would have been like doing yoga moves, trying to blow myself. Like, is this too much, guys? I want to give you what you want. My low self-esteem tells me that you're not happy with this shoot and the way it's going.
Can you imagine how the parents will have looked at you then when you're picking your kids up from school?
Oh my God. I've had those looks before. They're fucking horrible.
So if you live in LA, do your kids go to like a charter school, private?
Charter school right around the corner.
See, school is crazy out there.
Yeah.
Expensive.
No. Yes.
That's
no.
Like
we go to a charter school and it's public and it's fantastic. It's really great and it's free. And then my daughter went to like a middle school that's a little like still a really great school, but my youngest will not be going there. And then now we're looking at private schools for my youngest, and it's just so expensive. I mean, my wife literally said to me today, and this is where you start going like, okay, now I don't mind doing the game show. It was $60,000 a year, and I was like, do we want her hanging out with kids whose parents can afford that? Like, I don't even know if I want to hang out with those parents. Like, $60,000 a year is a lot
for college. I mean, that's like a college tuition
for
anything.
6th grade. It's a lot. Like
6th grade. Wow, that's like New York City super private schools, or when people look at kindergartens, and I can't believe when I hear about that.
But the problem is my youngest is dyslexic, and it's really fucked with her learning, and so everything's been an uphill battle. And my wife's like, you know what? We got to do everything we can to give her a leg up in this world with just like whatever this school can offer. If they can get her to like, I mean, this sounds really crazy, but like dyslexia is like crippling. Like there are dudes who become drug addicts because of it. I'm not saying that all people that are dyslexic are like that, but like you either figure it out or you don't. And if you don't, life's tough forever. And so the goal is, you know, like to get her to a place where she's reading at par with her grade level. And she's in 4th grade right now. And she's still like, I think she's in like a 3rd grade reading level right now. But like, that's a year behind everyone in your class. They're reading fucking books. Like they're reading like Harry Potter. And she's still getting her ass handed to her by like fucking Baby Beluga.
Dude, are you dyslexic?
I think I am. I only say that because I've always had a hard time. I just never read. I just don't read. Because it's like very difficult to read for me. And I always read the wrong thing. Whatever I read out of it's wrong. So
what does that mean?
Like whatever I read is completely and fucking like totally fucking wrong.
Like
I have a joke about this and I'm trying to remember the joke right now.
Like you interpret it wrong?
I read it totally wrong. I even hear things wrong. Like people say things and I'll hear something else. I don't know what that is. I don't think that's dyslexia. I think that's stupidity. But like there was a movie called Murderball, and they said the thing they said was the guy said I got paralyzed because I fell asleep in the back of the truck. But I heard I got paralyzed from the waist up, and I could not stop fucking laughing. So I just visualized this guy like walking around, but like, hey guys, what's up? So, but like I always read things wrong. I wish I have an example. I wish I knew it right now.
I've never heard of that. Segueing from that quickly, this is a subject that has come up recently with me for some reason. The last guest I had as well. Why don't you go put your name in to be to sit down with Kelly Ripa and be her co-host. I feel like your personality would be amazing.
I think they tried. I don't think she passed.
Does she have to sign off on everything?
Oh, well, she got. I mean, once again, it's one of those things I don't know anything about, but I kind of do. She got screwed so hard by that network with the Michael Strahan shit that, like, to a fault, she'll probably end up running the show into the ground because she will be in total control right now. She will not allow them to plug her in with someone maybe that they think would be a good fit. She's going to pick who she wants, and it'll be her show. Like, that is, she got screwed by, I mean, I'm just saying, like, the way I heard about it, she got screwed, and she'll overcompensate, I think, probably in the wrong way, in my opinion, and pick someone who probably isn't that good and shouldn't be her co-host, but makes her feel safe as a co-host,
Okay.
But what would be perfect for that is someone like Michael Strahan, who was a little different and kind of did his own thing and was not her and did not have her sensibility. But, like, now it's like, from what I hear, they're auditioning all her friends and all the people she wants. And when you get screwed over in the business and it goes public like that, then everyone kind of has to cower to you. And I think whenever talent is cowered to, it's a horrible show.
And she has that juice, though? She has that power?
Right now she does. Because of the way they handle that Strahan shit, she's got that juice. Because they cannot start from scratch with that show. They need the Kelly in there. And she won't let them have Kelly in there, the Kelly name in that title, unless she gets to pick the name right next to it. And she probably had a lot to do with the Michael thing. But trust me when I say, back then, they didn't bring Michael Strahan to her and go, like, what do you think of this guy? And her go, she was probably like, I don't know, what about Anderson? Like, back then. But then Michael worked out so well, and she felt it, that she was like, she was open. She wanted it to succeed. She had just been with Regis. I don't know. This is all speculation. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, at one point they were like, my agents were like, we want to get your name in the mix for being a co-host. And I was like, fuck yeah, I think that would be great. My wife was like, no. She immediately was like, I don't care how much money it is. We're not moving to New York. That won't happen.
Really? Well, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That would really change your life if you went there, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Would you be able to play? Do you think you'd be able to play like second fiddle to someone like that on a show and kind of not bite your tongue, but kind of take a step back? I think that would be difficult for anybody to really let someone else drive the show.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
That wouldn't be your specialty.
I get it. I cast a large wake. I'm very frustrating to be around artistically. I like talking. I like being heard, and I like being loud. Like I like big bites. I like big swings, and I like Hail Mary passes.
Oh, I love it. The whole.
I like block punts. I don't like any of this shit.
You're going for two. You're going for two every play.
Co-host like handoffs up the middle. A nice screen pass. A fucking screen pass.
I would love it.
Like Hail Mary.
I want you to get one show though, just one audition with Kelly on live on air.
Hey,
you'd be so good.
Kelly and Bert, and I go, it's Bert Kelly. Take it from the top. All right, here we go, guys.
And you just take over any interview you guys have with anybody. You just take it.
I would. Oh my God, I'm horrible at that. Like I did an interview with. So two of my friends had a show on Playboy Radio, and they asked me to come be on. They were doing live at the mansion, and I was like, fuck yeah, I want to be at the mansion. Last minute, they're like, Hef wants to be on the show. And they tell me, they're like, hey, do not chime in. Do not, like, all these questions have been prepared by Playboy. Like, these are the ones we're allowed to ask him. Because these are the ones that won't get him off track. These are the ones that'll, keep the interview for what we're trying to sell right now.
Keep it terrible. Keep it horrible.
Playboy Radio,
yeah.
Playboy Publications, Playboy Publicists, Playboy Interviewers, Playboy, So he comes in. The first thing I notice is that it's like middle of summer, and he is ice cold. Like his hands are like he's got ventilation in his jacket. The other thing I notice is that he looks fantastic. I think he's probably 70 at the time. He looks fantastic, and he sits down, and I'm biting my fucking tongue, and they're like, all right, we're back in 3, 2, 1. They're like, welcome back to Playboy Radio, and he goes, we got Bert Kreischer. Hugh Hefner, and how you doing today? And he goes, good. And he looks at me and he goes, good to meet you, Bert. And I said, you look fantastic. And he goes, thank you. I said, how much do you sleep? And by the way, as soon as I did it, you watched everyone shut down and go, what the fuck did he just have? And he goes, that's an amazing question. He goes, I sleep right now about 10 hours a night, but I was addicted to amphetamines. Now listen, and you watch it just go, but for me, I don't get that corporate policy of like, keep it boring as fuck. No one says anything. Like I loved, do you remember Letterman when they had the guy from Back to the Future, Marty McFly on, and he tried to karate kick Letterman in the head?
No, I have not seen it.
I love when shit goes off the rails.
Marty McFly, is that Michael J. Fox?
No. Oh, that's George McFly.
Okay.
The dad.
Oh yeah,
Chris Glover.
Yeah.
He tried to kick Letterman in the head. I love that shit. That's what entertainment I like. Yeah. You know, and being a part of it sucks. Like when the Doug Loves Movies things happened, I woke up the next day and I was like, I might have just really fucked up. I might have just isolated a lot of people that will never be my fans now because I'm a fucking idiot and I can't calm down and I have to bring 200 burgers on with me on stage and rip my shirt off and fucking walk around like I'm goddamn Baby New Year. But as a fan of entertainment, those are my favorite moments.
Okay. Now that's like we're getting pretty inside. What's the term? Inside baseball, as people say. Yeah. Like talking about that your situation. That is very interesting to me because the podcast you did with Doug after, for whatever anyone can find it, go check out your Bertcast episode with Doug the following morning. But you brought out. It's so funny how you guys talk like, oh God, it keeps coming back to the cheeseburgers, man. Like we always come back to this cheeseburger deal you wanted to bring on stage for his live podcast. But you guys had like this probably 2 hour, maybe even a little longer than 2 hour talk the next day.
Yeah.
And for me, it was awesome because it was really, I mean, I don't know if you ever, I use this term, like sometimes like my face gets warm when I'm embarrassed for something, not embarrassed, but I feel like weird or awkward. And I was at different moments throughout listening to that, I'm like, oh, like I'm getting awkward just hearing you guys, you're weird, like back and forth where there was times where you weren't really getting anywhere and it would just be like stalemate on the same things you were talking about. And it was just, I don't know, I just felt like the tension. It was awesome.
Oh, I just kept saying to him, I kept going, I mean, I haven't listened to the podcast, so I don't know how accurate this is, but I remember feeling that day going, this is really about the burgers?
Yeah.
I could not, I was like, if I had known, man, I really fucked up. I'm so sorry. And he was like, yes, it's about the burgers. But for any of those who don't know what we're talking about, and once again, you can find it on my podcast. It's called Doug Loves Bert. And then you can find the show in the paid episode segment of Doug Loves Movies. It costs $1. He only did that because me, him, and the other comics maybe acted inappropriately with each other, and he didn't want to just give it up for anyone to hear. He wanted fans to hear it. Fans would respect the fact that we're four friends on there, and then sometimes shit gets testy. That's the way he looked at it, and I agree with that. But I put up our conversation the next morning, and once again, this is why I probably wouldn't be a good co-host for Regis and Kelly. I get off an airplane, I've been drinking, I go right to a fucking Burger King, and I bought 100 burgers, 50 cheeseburgers, 50 burgers, maybe more, maybe 200, I don't know. I don't remember really. And I said, I'm going to walk on stage with 100, 200 burgers and be like, what's up? And everyone go fucking nuts, and we'll give everyone burgers, and that's how we'll start a show. And I walked in, and Doug, the second I walked in, he was like, do not do that. And I was like, but I have the 200. Like, I just dropped fucking a lot of change on this. Like I'm in my head, and I'm a steamroller. I am a steamroller. Like, I get into Bert mode, and I just move forward, and I don't listen. A lot of times, it's my biggest flaws. I don't listen. Not that I don't care about your feelings, but I don't think your feelings are more important than what I'm thinking or whatever. I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. And like a lot of people are not my friends because of it, because I just get excited and I'm like a child. I really am like a child. And I remember one time I was in South Africa with this guy, and I'll just say his name. His name's Tom Clark. He's a very sweet guy. He's a comedian. He's very funny. Very, very funny. But I decided one morning I think we got high, and I was laughing, and I said to the other comics, let's see how close we can get to killing Tom today. And like, just like how close you can actually get to killing him. Like, the person who gets the closest to actually ending his life wins. And man, it was so goddamn funny, because we were at the on top of Table Mountain, and we're like, Tom, look over the edge, and he'd be like, what? And you'd watch the guys go, "Ooh," and then Tom found out of it, and he got his feelings hurt, and rightfully so. And he was like, why would you do that to me? And I was like, I don't know, it was funny. And he was like, yeah, but I thought I was your friend. I was like, no, you are, but like, I don't know, man. I was steamrolling it. We were having a good time. Like, I know that, whatever. And that is exactly what happened with Doug's. I was having a good time, and I didn't know it was upsetting him. And then by the time I found out it was too late, he was really upset. And then I tried to right the boat, and there was no riding the boat. And
did you walk off stage during the live show?
Stage, yeah.
And did you leave the venue?
I just left.
Like, how much longer how did they continue their whatever live show podcast they were doing?
I'm saying this, by the way, obviously this is the machine propaganda right here. Mm-hmm. But in my recollection of the night, and that is sketchy at best, I was very funny for like 25 minutes. In my memory, I was really funny. But then I started to aggravate Doug, and for like 10 minutes, it started to fall apart. Then Doug walked off stage. I walked off stage to follow him, thinking it was a joke, and I realized backstage it was not a joke. And at that moment, it was the first time I was remorseful for my behavior. And so I walked around this. I was going to leave then. That's when I was going to leave the first time, like 30 minutes in, 35 minutes in. But then I thought, you know what, I can turn this around. If I just take my shirt off and walk through the audience, this will definitely right that boat. And I've never been more wrong. Like, I've never poorly assessed a moment more in my life than that moment. Because when I walked in, he got really upset, and he told me to come on stage, and if I wanted, I could rebound, but I had to be respectful of the game at hand and be cool and not power roll everyone. And I was like, fine, and I did that, I didn't do it shitty. I did it. I tried my hardest to do it. I don't know if it went. It didn't. Obviously, it didn't work because I ended up walking off stage. But it didn't work. Like, it definitely worked for like 20 minutes, but it just kind of fell apart. And then I walked off stage, and then I went right to the bar at the hotel that I was staying at. I walked up to the lady. I go, "Am I drunk right now?" I was like, "Talk to me about something. Tell me if I'm drunk." She talked to me. She goes, "You don't seem drunk." I go, "Would you serve me right now?" She goes, 100%. So she served me. We had a drink. I talked about what just happened. Then Doug texted me, very cool, and he was like, "I don't have to release the episode if you don't want me to." And I was like, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And then he was like, let's talk tomorrow. We'll go to a museum. We'll have lunch, and we'll do a podcast, and let's talk. I don't want this to be the end of our friendship. And I don't want it to be the end of us working together, or you doing Double O's movies, or you doing anything with me, or me doing your podcast. I still love you as a friend. Tonight got weird. So, and that's what happened. We came over to my room, and we talked for 2 hours, and it is interesting. It is interesting.
How were the numbers on that one?
Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I figured that, because I think I just, because I subscribed to yours, I saw it pop up. I'm like, oh, I wonder what this is. And then you guys went into it, and I was locked in. I was like you on the treadmill, listening to when you get like locked in these YouTube loops or whatever. I was locked in for 2 hours, just like trying to catch a couple minutes when I was walking places, because I'm like, these guys ever figure this thing out? What's happening?
It's the numbers in that are pretty high. I think mostly for that reason. I think it's, everyone that listened to it was super respectful, and like, no one was like, fuck Doug, fuck Bert, fuck the other guys. Everyone was kind of like, oh, I really appreciate you guys sharing this. Because it was interesting, It was interesting to see. What was really interesting for me in the conversation was for Doug, for me to realize where I fucked up, and to assess that and go, how do I fix that in my life? And for Doug to see where he fucked up and goes, I guess I could have just let you bring up the burger. and it's just interesting, It was really interesting.
Now, when you came back on, when you tried to right the ship, as you say, and you figured, well, I'll just take my shirt off and walk through the crowd, how long did it take until you realized, oh, this isn't going to do it?
5 seconds.
So then once you realized that, how does that feel being the dude that just is standing there shirtless?
So bad, man.
Like when it like doesn't help. Like what's going through your mind then? Do you put your shirt back on?
Put my shirt back on.
That's my favorite. Just what do you just slunk? Do you like slink your shirt back on all sheepishly?
Oh yeah, just kind of like okay.
Maybe they won't notice me just slipping this back on.
I may want to at one point listen to that episode because I say this very candidly. I'm under the impression only because of how bad it was that he edited some stuff out, because I don't think anyone would air it. Like it was pretty. Like he said, he goes, I may have to edit parts of it out because there's things we brought up that maybe didn't need to be a part of that show, you know. And it got pretty weird at the end.
Wait, do you mean the morning after or the actual show?
No, the actual show, the live show, because he doesn't edit Doug Loves Movies, but the portion. I think look. I don't know. I haven't listened to it, but I think that he, hopefully for everyone's sake, and if he didn't, kudos to him for being because he said he's like, listen, I'll listen to it, and if there's parts that need to be taken out, I'll take them out. But I don't normally do that. I'd rather not do that. But if there's parts where you look like a real asshole, Bert, I'll take it out. And if there's parts where I look like a real asshole, I'll take it out. And if there's parts where anyone else looks like a real asshole, I'll take it out. And he was like, but I don't normally do that, but I will listen to it. I'm not going to put it up. He's like, because at one point we were talking about something that maybe didn't need to be shared. And, but it got awkward. And the guy was, whoever we were talking about at the time, probably doesn't need his name being dragged through it at that time. And it was like, but it was, I don't know. I'd be interested to see how many people listen to it. I haven't gotten anyone really online who's mentioned it. Like
I think the pay deal, even though it's $1, I think that really like weeds people out. Because I remember after I heard you the morning after, I'm like, man, I got to find this. And I look at Doug Loves Movies, like I refresh his deal, and it's not there. And I didn't take the extra step to realize you got to go through the paywall or whatever it is.
Yeah, and so I think that, and I think Doug did that for fans. Like that's his almost like a gift to fans. Is like, I'll show you the dirt. I'll show you how the sausage is made. But like, I'm not giving this to everyone. Like I used to say that about a story I had, and I was like, I don't think everyone deserves to know this. And like, I don't feel like everyone has that responsibility, because if you can tell. If I tell so say I come to Columbus in next weekend and me and you hang out, and you're like, and you show me this like, hey man, can I show you the trick to my kettlebells? Like I think that's, and I go, awesome. Then I learn it, and then I go on Good Morning America, and I'm like, no. AJ Hawk said, this is how he does. That's not cool. That's not fair, you know? Like, that's your trick to share with people. That's your inside knowledge or whatever. And I think sometimes with stories, with jokes, with stuff about comics, behind the scenes, and I mean, not all that needs to be shared, Like, just until recently, a friend of mine was like sometimes you'll tell a comics joke to, like, you'll be like, oh, my buddy Ari has the best joke. He said, he's voting for this, or, and so one of my buddies go, hey, don't ever do that. Like, he was like, don't ever do that. Like, don't ever, just use totally your jokes. Like, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to have a funny moment based off someone else's words and you credit them. He goes, what is this, fucking footnotes? Like, no, you be funny just on you. Like, those are their thoughts. And I was like, whoa, I never even thought of that. I've always done that to my friends,
Yeah, I could see that. It's not like you're stealing their material, but.
However, you're getting the laugh based off something they wrote and crediting them. It's a little shitty.
Man, there's a lot of layers to Bert Kreischer. So is your name Albert?
Albert. Yeah, there's so many layers. That's why I'm trying to lose weight.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you do your flank steak so you can get to that. So you can. I know you're getting super trim, super lean now. Now that you're a what's it called? Yeah, there it is. He's flexing his biceps for the iTunes listeners that aren't watching. When does your Showtime special come out?
I don't know. Like, probably beginning of fall.
They should tell you. Why don't they give you a date?
Well, they do. You just got to edit them, send it to them. And I had so many fucking notes. All my notes, none of my notes were on the show. All my notes were on, like, the font they use for the title card. And, sometimes stuff like that loses me. If the title card's not cool, I fall apart. And so I was really hands-on. And I wanted to edit it to be perfect. I wanted it to be every shot the way I envisioned. I've been telling these jokes forever. So there's no part of not telling a joke where you go, you should definitely have a tight on my eyes right then. Like,
so you go back and you give them notes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very specific. There's a moment, and I only know it works. But in the machine story, I'll just use that because not everyone's heard it, but like everyone knows about it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But like when I say to him, so I got a bottle of vodka and a 6-pack of Baltic, and I went to his door and I planned a sentence, and he just, but everything flooded out of my head. There's a certain way I carry my head that I know the joke works, and I know that like I look to one side of the room, I look to another side of the room, and then I go, this is how it works. But I know how I want it to be shot. For as long as I've been telling the story, I know what I want it to look like. And so the joke is, doesn't matter. As soon as the door opens and I'm face to face with a real Russian gangster with the wife beaters and the tattoos with the track pants and the cigarette, and he just stares me up and down and just goes, "Sto." Like that, I want on a wide shot right there. "Sto." Everything I plan on saying flooded out of my head. Now I want like a medium shot, and I everything I said flooded out of my head. And all I said to him in Russian, in his doorway was, "I am the machine." I want me looking forward when I say, "I am the machine." And so if I'm going to be looking forward, if I'm noticing that, I want a tight shot. And so I don't care how wide they are at certain points, but when I turn my head forward, I want the camera there. So like I was very specific about things like that because I've been telling the story for like 4 years, and I go, "Hey, listen, it's not like I haven't been telling it thinking about the day I record it. So when I want it recorded, I like give me your option, tell me what your alternative is, but this is how I want it." And they were really cool, man. They edited it fantastic for the rough cut, and I came through and fine-tuned it to exactly what I wanted. Once again, I love him to death, but Tommy was like, take half the fucking money and do 2 shows. You do whatever you do 2 shows. And so I did 2 shows, and so I had 2 options for every joke, and it was like, I'm telling you when I say this, it is the most proud thing I've ever been of anything I've done.
Dang, all right. So it's coming out early fall. I can't wait.
Early fall, I think, yeah.
That's so specific that I never realized how specific you can be with giving notes back. Like, I guess it makes sense too. Like that could be like a huge moment when when the whole, especially your machine story, like when you face forward. I didn't think about how serious that was, I guess, or how much goes into all that. It's like you're a true artist, man.
Well, no, the thing, it's just like certain things get laughs the way you say them, and then certain things get laughs for whatever reason. Like there's no like if I have a joke about my wife farted during oral sex one time, like so I have a joke about that, like that you can shoot that any way you want. It's fucking trying. Like when I say I didn't take one on the team, not to take one on the chin for the team, or whatever fucking. Like whatever I'm saying, there's just a funny joke, but there's like to storytelling. When you tell a story, there is nuance to it where you do it so much. Like there's so many like little things where like it's been really cool in the edit bay to sit and talk to the editor and go, "Do you know why I did it that way?" He's like, "No." Like when Igor introduces me to my 2 new gangsters, I've tried it like. I've been doing it for 4 years, so I tried it like many different ways. But at one point I just realized that if it rolled downhill, it worked best. So if I go, "Guys, this is the machine. If you give him vodka, he'll have a great night." Like whatever. If it rolled downhill, it just worked. If it was a throwaway, like, "Guys, this is the machine. If you give him vodka, trust me, I'll have a great time." Like, but because I've tried it, like, "Guys, this is the machine." Like, and it was like too much. Like people were like, whatever. So like. When you say it that way, you definitely visualize how people are seeing it. By the way, you can totally overthink all of this.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool. I think it's cool to hear the process, man. No one, we don't know that. We would never know that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. When are you coming out to LA?
I was just there. I will actually be out there probably within the next month. I think I'll be back.
Got to get you on my podcast.
Oh, the old man cave. Come out there. I'd like to just see the man cave. I don't have to be on the podcast. I just want to see your space, man.
Well, I wouldn't mind the numbers.
I want to come out there. Yeah, I'm going to walk on the treadmill.
Maybe what we'll do is we'll have me and you work me and Tom out.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, that'd be so awesome. Can you imagine? Please.
That would be great.
In your yard with your chickens and stuff. I'll fly my kettlebells out. We don't even need to get some of that.
I got kettlebells.
Good.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh. They're in kilograms.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. I mean, most all of them are. Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's
'Cause
how
they
little I work out. I mean, you're never going to know what you're using. They're in kilograms.
Well, it's all right. Some of them you can, you can just Google the conversion rate.
Yeah.
All right.
It's always so good talking to you, man. Hey, listen, I'm
man.
being dead serious. If you ever like, God, man, and I don't know what my numbers are. I'm sure you do when I do your podcast. But if you ever like, I need a guest, you can always call me. I could always spare 2 hours to talk to you.
For real, man. I love it. That's like I'm trying to be more consistent with my podcast, just like you're saying. It's tough to stay consistent because you have to like bank episodes, and it's hard. It's hard to get people in. That's why I really appreciate you actually being like a stand-up dude, and you're there on time. You know, I'm sure you've had many guests where just stuff happens. They have other commitments, and it falls through, and it's like, oh man, I got nothing for this week. All that.
Yeah. Well, anytime you want, I'm here. I love talking to you. I have a great time. What we need to do is do a 3-way one. Get Tom on here with me, with you.
We got to find a way to do that.
Yeah, well, I can do it with my mom and my sister. I'm sure we can figure it out.
Oh yeah, you can Skype with 3. You Skype record 3.
Or something like that. I think we can do it.
Sure,
we can figure it out.
Oh my god, and I'll basically just be like the moderator, just lobbing questions to you guys, and then you guys can argue back and forth.
We'll get Blue Band on it.
Yes, we'll get it. Yeah, the dude that edits his vlog where he's cutting in your Snapchats throughout, and really like he spent some time on that.
My Snapchat blew up because of those Tom vlogs or those Tom Snapchats.
Good, that's awesome.
Immediately I did them, and my number spiked. I was like, "Oh, this fat shit's not going anywhere."
I love it, man. All right, Bert, thanks, man. We will have fun with your flank steak or whatever it was you're grilling, and I think you're going to go 9 miles tonight on the treadmill.
Well, I'm already at 3.55 today.
Did you jump off to do this?
No. I was listening to Stanhope on Stern, and I walked 3.5 miles listening to that. And so if I can get to, I probably can get to 9 today. I just had like half a bottle of wine, so I'm good. I haven't even started yet.
Good. I love it, man. It's an inspirational. I'll be
Open
following
the
your
valves up, man. The blood thing. Come on.
It's your supplements. It's new supplements.
Yeah. I wish you were going to be in Columbus when I was going to be there, but have fun at the wedding. Yes. And like I said, anytime.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Bert. I'll talk to you soon, man, for sure.
Awesome. I'll see you later, AJ.
See you.
We're glad you could join us for today's conversation. After you subscribe to the show, head over to thehawkcast.com or reach out to AJ directly on Twitter at @officialAJHawk to recommend future guests that will help us inspire people to keep talking. Thanks again, and we look forward to speaking with you next time on the HawkCast.